A royal expert claims that Meghan Markle has destroyed Prince Harry, noting that he's totally changed. The expert believes Meghan has taught him how to hate his family since their marriage. Meghan Markle has reduced Prince Harry to the status of a bit-part player who has been reduced to fixing the plumbing, a royal commentator has claimed. Jonathan Saccardotti offered his withering analysis after the Duchess of Sussex's lengthy and at times controversial profile piece in the Cut magazine, branding her decision to do the interview misjudged. During the course of the article, conducted at the California mansion where they live with children Archie, 3, and Lilibet, 1, having quit the UK in 2020, Meghan suggests her husband had lost his father, Prince Charles, as a result of the fallout from marrying her. But it was another reference to the Duke which caught the eye of Mr. Saccardotti, a regular contributor to The Spectator who also appears as a guest on Sky News. He told Express.co.uk, Prince Harry appears to have been reduced to a bit part in latest productions. Whether it's the Spotify podcast or the interview in The Cut, he pops in to say one thing just to remind us that she's married to royalty, but it's never something of great substance. He added, and from what he says in this interview, he appears to have been reduced to fixing the plumbing and the neighbours' sprinklers, which seems quite a come down from sixth in line to the throne in the UK who served in active service in the military in Afghanistan. So I think that that's also sending a very clear message. And I wonder why they've chosen to portray him that way. Mr. Saccardotti's remark is a reference to Harry's comment shortly after being introduced to Cut reporter Alison P. Davis that we're fixing all these things, the pipes, but that's a whole story in itself. Harry has also fixed the sprinkler system of Meghan's friend, former makeup artist and entrepreneur Victoria Jackson, it later emerges. Turning his attention to the interview as a whole, Mr. Saccardotti adds, I think it's an extraordinary piece. 6,500 words about how she has been silenced. And it's not the first piece either. I mean, she's barely done anything for the last 3 years other than talk about her putative misery, being in the royal family that she married into and left as quickly as possible. And I think that, to me, it seems really misjudged. He added, obviously, it will have the desired effect of getting matters of publicity and clicks. So on that level, it's not misjudged. But in terms of her reputation, I just can't see how people could read that and not come away with an image of somebody who's so detached from reality. It can't resonate with most people who are in fact struggling to pay rent or mortgages as the price of fuel goes up enormously, and they're worrying if they can heat their homes over the winter and eat, or people who are experiencing massive profit problems because of the rise in interest rates or rising inflation generally. And she's talking about whether or not they could scrape together enough to buy a $14.5 million mansion. Levin shared her perspective about just how much Prince Harry has changed, having spent time with him in the past. He's got no courage to say anything against her. He will lie because he doesn't want to upset her, she said. He would just let her do everything. The expert continued, and she's made a total wreck of him. I spent 1.25 years with him and he's totally changed. He's just become resentful and aggressive and she's taught him how to hate his family. He got on very well with Prince Charles, they had their problems earlier on, later on. They were very compatible. And she's just destroyed him. And I think he's up a terrible, terrible situation at the moment.